Right, here we have now a video to explain how you have to go through the moderation process for the Lyceum assessments. Now, what you'll first of all do is you'll go and follow the link I sent to you via email, and that will be the SharePoint link. It will take you to the site, but if it doesn't, it will probably bring you through a Microsoft login page. So you just go into that login details I sent you with the jerome.smith@lyclcontractor.co.za, and then you'll put in the username and password as it's written down here, and then you'd go through to sign in. I'm sure on your computer it will probably now have to do all these things from the start, so you'll then just sign in on that and then sign in. And once you go through, you'll see you'll come through to the My Lyceum page. And this is the home page. So on the home page, they have the My Class. So you just go through to My Class and you click on that. And then if you go to the left, you'll see over there's My Courses. Now, My Courses, apologies for that. My laptop went off. But let's continue. So you go to My Class and you tap on My Class. And you'll see on the left-hand side, there comes up My Courses. You just tap on that and you go into CON 2426, and then you go down to upload your unit task here. Right. Let's just wait for this. I'll try and reload it. Right, so once you've selected CON 2426 under course selection, you then get to the screen. It says Computer Practice for Teachers, and it says upload your unit task here. You'll go over to Grade, and then you'll tap on Grade, and it will bring you up to your first assignment. This is now assignment that has been graded. You'll see there's submission. It's been submitted for grading. It's been graded. All the evidence and everything is there. Now, what you need to do firstly is just to write down all the important information about this student. So on a page, you'll just put down the student's name, the student's student number, and then you put down the grade that student received. Now, if you look down on the right hand side, you'll see that the grade is given there, 91 out of 100. So you just write down what the student's grade is according to the marker. All right. And then what you need to do is now the moderation process can take place. So if you look down the side on the right hand side, you will see that the marker has placed in on the board there that what the marks were for each activity. These should have gone onto a rubric, but they've done it on this input chart over here. So you'd look at that there, and then you just go below that, and you tap in below that, and then you'd say markers total, and then you'd put down a 91, and then you'd go down to moderators total, moderators total, and then you'd get your own mark, and you put in your mark, and then you'd give a comment. If you feel that the learner has cheated, or if you feel that she hasn't answered all questions, or there's something not right about the paper, then you'd get some feedback on that. Or if things were not clear and things weren't easy to mark or to moderate, or the marker has made too many errors, then you can make a note there. Normally, it's not necessary to really put a note down as long as you have the markers total and the moderators total there. Now, the other important thing is that this file that has been left here, that file needs to be downloaded into a file of your own on your laptop. So you would get a folder and you would say all learner evidence or all student evidence, and then you'd go and download it from here. So if you can see that PDF there, if I tap on it, what it basically starts doing, it starts downloading the learner's work or the student's work. Right, and once we've got that into the file, and then what we can do then is we will upload our own rubric. Now the rubric that I've sent to you, you will see it in your email. It's one of the attachments, and this is basically a rubric. The name of the file is con2426, and if you go into that rubric, then what you have to do on that rubric is basically, as you went through the paper, as you went through the learner's portfolio of evidence, you will then put in a mark for each section. So you'd have then know your computer, you'd put in a mark, and it would give a total. If you say over there, if you say no, they got 5 there, then the mark, the total will be totaled up. You then just go through that, and most of the times you'd be in agreement with the marker. So you'd put down the scores that the marker has there. And then there is place for air feedback, which you don't have to give unless there's something that you've noticed or a red flag. Then you make a note over there. Otherwise, you can just leave that clear, and you complete this. Rubric. But remember, like in this case now, you'd have to put down the student's name and the student's. I think it's Natalie Davis. And then the student number. So you'd go back again and you just check on what the student number was, and it's 144193. Okay. So you'd put down the student's number there, 144193, and then you'd go the assessment date, and I'd say that you look at the date that the learner submitted that work. Let's just go back over there and let's see if she's put in any dates there. That's okay, they don't give any. Let me check if there is a date. Okay, there's no dates. Alright. Just want to make sure of this. Okay, so now with the assessment, with the portfolio of evidence, what you will do as the moderator is as you go through the pages, you will then at the end of each page, you'd count up the marks, and at the end of each page, basically just go and put in a stamp. So you choose a stamp, and what I'd suggest is just use the smiley emoji. Trying to check now which one. Okay, so there's the smiley emoji, so you can just put that over there, and then you can just put that stamp over there as you move from page to page, and you're happy with whatever you've seen there. You don't have to remark, you're just counting up and checking, and every time you're basically putting in a mark on the rubric that I've sent you. Okay, so there are all your pages, and okay, now that just if you want to take out a page, if you want to take out a stamp, and you just go over there. Sorry, you go to the erase. Erase.
Hi, Anke.
Just trying to find the erase.
No, it's fine. I actually needed Richard. I spoke to Richard. It's fine.
That's it.
Okay.
Oh, let's check again. What is that for making? Right, so if you do have an error or you make a mistake, let's say you put a stamp there, you want to take that stamp away, basically you go over to the select option and you just select that emoji, and then you'll see there's a button there, and you just press on it and it will erase that stamp. Okay, so then you'd go through the whole paper, and every time at the end you just put in a stamp then. Just go back again and stamp, select your stamp, put it in, and then you'd go to the next page, and then you'd go through the whole assignment put in a smiley emoji there just to show. All right. Right, and you just go through the paper. Now, just one other thing is, if you look at the bottom here, it says notify students. Now, if this is ticked off, just untick it, because what it's going to do is it will notify the student of your moderation, and you don't want to do that. So untick that box there. Remember, that is a must. Please just tick off that a student doesn't get notified of your moderation. Okay. Then you just basically finish up with all the pages. And this is basically the process that will take a bit of time. But you just have to be very careful here. So make sure that you're counting up all those marks. Alright. And every time, as you're counting, just go through your rubric and just add in the marks for the different sections. Because every activity will be marked off clearly. So then just basically make sure that that marks go to that right activity, and then you write up your own report. Now, what you can do while you're doing that is you go to the file, and then as you're busy counting up, you can then just put in the marks in the right places. So for each activity, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Every time you come to an activity, just put in the mark, and then this rubric is very important, because what you're going to do is, when you're done, you will then say save as, and you're going to save it under the student's name. So you'd go then to you browse for a file, and then what you do is you then just save it under that student's name. So that's Natalie Davis, and you put in a number. I just want to make sure of a number there. I think it's 193, yes. 144193. And then you'd save that. Okay. And then when you come to the end here, at the end, and you're done now with all of that, all you have to do is go down on the side, and here it says you can drag and drop files here to add them. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take that file of Natalie's and you're going to drag and drop it over there. Right. Or you tap on it to upload, and you'd go to upload a file, and it says choose a file. So you're going to choose a file from your computer, and then you're going to go to the Natalie Davis file, and then you tap on it and it will upload. I'm not going to upload now because I'm not going to do the final work on this assessment. Right, that's for you to go through to do. Okay. So that's just the basics. If you have any questions with regards to this, then you just ask me and then I'll be able to help you. Just want to go out of this now. And basically what will happen then, once you're done with all of those things that I've told you to do, then you're going to go and